My greedy husband hacked into my bank account and started withdrawing money, and my mother-in-law supported him. When I confronted him, they threatened me with divorce. My name is Janita, and I'm 32 years old. I thought I had the perfect life. Married for 5 years to Ryan, a man I believed loved and cared for me. We lived in a comfortable house in Chicago, and although we didn't have children yet, I thought we were building a life together. But I was wrong. It all started a few weeks ago when I noticed something strange about my bank account. I work hard as an event planner, saving money carefully for my future. I always checked my account at the end of the month to make sure everything was in order. But this time, the numbers didn't add up. At first, I thought it might be a mistake. Maybe I had forgotten about a big purchase or a bill I had paid. But the withdrawals weren't familiar. They were large amounts, taken out over several weeks, and I had no idea where the money was going. I asked Ryan casually one evening, "Have you noticed anything weird with the bank account? Some money seems to be missing." He shrugged and didn't even look up from his phone. "Probably just a glitch." "You worry too much, Janita." Something about the way he said it didn't feel right. My gut told me to dig deeper. So, the next day, I called the bank to ask about the transactions. That's when I learned the truth. Someone had been transferring money to an account I didn't recognize. When I asked for details, the bank representative told me the account was linked to my husband, Ryan. My heart sank. I felt like the air had been knocked out of me. Why would Ryan do this? Why would he take my hard-earned money without even telling me? That evening, I sat on the couch waiting for him to come home. I was angry but also scared. What if there was an explanation? What if I was wrong? But deep down, I knew I wasn't. When Ryan walked through the door, I confronted him. "Ryan, why are you taking money from my account?" The bank told me everything. For a moment, he looked surprised, but then his face hardened. "It's my money too, Janita. We're married. Why are you acting like it's such a big deal?" "It is a big deal," I said, my voice shaking. "You didn't ask me. You didn't tell me. That money was for our future." Before I could say anything else, his mother, Carol, who lived nearby and often meddled in our lives, walked into the house. She must have overheard us arguing because she chimed in, "Janita, stop being dramatic. Ryan is your husband. He has every right to use that money for the family." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Family? What family? Carol always took Ryan's side no matter what. It didn't matter if he was wrong. That night, I barely slept. My mind was racing. I felt betrayed by the two people I should have been able to trust the most. Little did I know, this was only the beginning. The next morning, I woke up with a heavy heart. I knew I couldn't let this go, but I also knew Ryan and Carol weren't going to admit they had done anything wrong. Still, I needed answers. I couldn't just pretend everything was fine. Over breakfast, I decided to bring it up again. "Ryan, we need to talk about the money. Why are you taking it without telling me? What are you even using it for?" He slammed his coffee mug on the table, the loud sound making me flinch. "I told you, Janita, it's none of your business. Stop acting like you're the only one who matters in this marriage." I couldn't believe his attitude. "It is my business, Ryan. That's my money. Money I've worked hard to save. You had no right to take it." Carol, who had just walked into the kitchen, joined the argument like she always did. "Janita, you need to stop this nonsense. You're being selfish. Ryan is trying to take care of this family, and all you care about is your stupid savings." "Stupid savings?" I said, my voice rising. "That money was meant for our future, for emergencies. And now it's gone because Ryan decided to help himself to it without asking." Ryan stood up from the table, towering over me. "You know what, Janita? If you don't like it, maybe we shouldn't be married anymore. How about that? You want a divorce? Fine." I felt my chest tighten. Divorce? He was threatening to leave me because I confronted him about stealing from me? Carol smirked like she was enjoying every second of it. "That's right, Janita," she said, crossing her arms. "Maybe you should think twice before disrespecting your husband." I was furious. Disrespect? You're both unbelievable. Ryan, if you wanted to ruin this marriage, congratulations. You're doing a great job. With that, I stormed out of the kitchen. I felt trapped, like I was fighting a battle I couldn't win. My husband had betrayed me, and his mother was encouraging him. I didn't know what to do, but I knew I couldn't live like this anymore. That night, as they laughed together in the living room, I made a decision. If they wanted to play dirty, so could I. I sat in my room that night, staring at my laptop. My mind was racing, but one thought kept coming back to me. I needed to protect myself. If Ryan and Carol thought they could walk all over me, they were in for a surprise. I wasn't going to sit back and let them destroy everything I had worked for. First, I logged into my bank account. The balance was lower than I wanted to see, but there was still enough to make a fresh start. I had to act fast before Ryan found another way to drain it. With shaking hands, I transferred every last cent into a new account I had opened months ago, just in case. Call it paranoia or intuition, but something had told me to prepare for the worst. Once the transfer was complete, I closed my laptop and took a deep breath. It felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. For the first time in weeks, I felt like I was in control again. The next morning, I packed my things. I didn't take much, just the essentials. I left behind the wedding photos, the gifts, and anything that reminded me of the life I thought I had. I wasn't going to look back. As I zipped up my suitcase, Ryan came into the room. "What are you doing?" he asked, his tone sharp. "I'm leaving," I said firmly. "You've made it clear that I'm not a priority in this house, and I refuse to be treated like this anymore." He laughed bitterly. "You think you can just walk away? Where do you think you're going to go? You need me." I looked him straight in the eye. "No, Ryan, I don't need you. I never did." Carol appeared in the doorway, her arms crossed. "This is ridiculous, Janita. You're going to regret this. A woman like you can't survive on her own." I didn't bother responding. I walked past them, suitcase in hand, and left the house. The moment the door closed behind me, I felt free. The first few weeks were tough, but I found a small apartment on the other side of town and threw myself into my work. I reached out to my clients, letting them know I was available for new projects. Slowly but surely, the jobs started coming in. With every paycheck, I felt more confident. I wasn't just surviving, I was thriving. I redecorated my apartment, started going to yoga classes, and even made a few new friends. For the first time in years, I felt truly happy. Ryan and Carol tried to contact me a few times, but I ignored them. They wanted to know where I had gone, but I wasn't about to let them back into my life. I didn't need their toxicity dragging me down. Months turned into a year, and by then, I was running my own event planning business. I had built something entirely on my own, and I was proud of it. My life was finally mine again, and I wasn't going to let anyone take that away from me. Looking back, I realized that Ryan's betrayal had been a blessing in disguise. It forced me to take control of my life and become the person I was always meant to be. If I could give one piece of advice to anyone in a similar situation, it would be this: never let anyone make you feel small. Stand up for yourself, even when it's hard, because you are worth it. As for Ryan and Carol, I heard through the grapevine that Ryan's financial problems had caught up with him. Karma, as they say, has a way of settling scores. And me? I'm living proof that sometimes the best revenge is a life well lived. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring content. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you handle life's challenges. Remember, the best way to rise above betrayal is to take charge of your own happiness. See you in the next video.